Hi guys. Do you ever get that feeling that your parents act like they're against you and all of your ideas? They're constantly giving me a hard time. They don't like everything I like, and they do everything to make me feel miserable. Even though they themselves say it's all for my own good. That's not even all, but 100 times worse. I feel like my parents are doing anything to kill me. Why do I think that? I'll tell you now. Listen to my story. And the best part is at the end. I grew up in an ordinary family on the outskirts of town. My parents aren't rich, and besides me, there's my brother and sister. Compared to them, I am just a loser. My sister is very beautiful and smart, and my brother is the best soccer player at school, and he has no problems with his studies either. My parents have no doubts about their bright future. Only about mine. Studying is very hard for me. I'm not a beauty, and I don't have any outstanding qualities. That's why my mom and dad look at me with disappointment. But recently, something has changed. They finally started noticing me, talking to me, asking about my health and mood. And then something started happening. For example, I have a terrible allergy to nuts, and everyone always knew about it. But lately my mother has been baking cookies and pastries, adding hazelnuts or peanuts to them without even telling me. When I wanted to take a bite, I saw a peanut sticking out of the cookie. I asked, "Mom, why did you put peanuts in the cookies? You know I'm allergic." Then my mom shrugged her shoulders in confusion and said that she had forgotten about my allergies and that she wanted to check the recipe for a long time. It only got worse from there. You'll know what happened next in a minute, but for now, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you click the bell so you'll know when there's a new video coming out on the channel. The peanut story turned out to be just the beginning. The other day, my mom and dad took us all to the beach, and it was a wild one, with no lifeguards, no buoys, and no fencing. My brother and sister are great swimmers, but I am not. That didn't embarrass my family. My mom said it was high time I learned. Trying to swim a few meters, I almost drowned. But when I came out of the water, I saw the disappointed faces of my parents and realized that they were very unhappy with me. And then even more unpleasant and dangerous things began to happen to me. First, at the amusement park, my parents bought me a season ticket to the most dangerous coaster, which, according to statistics, has the highest number of accidents. Also, somehow, a snake crawled into our house, and it was in my room. I screamed so much. I thought I was going to die of fright, but my parents didn't even react that much. And that's only part of what's happening to me lately. The car I was learning to drive had the brakes jammed. The neighbor's mean dog got off his leash just as I was coming home from school. And I once found a sharp wooden stick in my dish. My mother said that it was used to decorate the dish and accidentally fell into my plate. But after these events, I no longer believe a word she says. But still, I couldn't understand why mom and dad would hurt me. I'm their child too, albeit not as successful as my brother and sister, but still. But suddenly, looking through a stack of documents on my mom's desk, I noticed the contract for my insurance. Well, 2 months ago they insured my life for a huge amount of money. If something happened to me, they would get a very big payout. So that's what it's about. My parents just want to get a big amount of money by risking my life. I told my parents that I knew they wanted to kill me. But Mom and Dad started denying it. They said that they just decided to help me because I am very closed, afraid of everything, and have complexes. And so, pushing me to different extreme things like a dangerous coaster, they tried to help me prepare for adult life with all its difficulties and dangers. And no one really wants to hurt me. And they took out insurance because I get into trouble all the time, and I need good insurance to cover the cost of treatment if anything happens. Anyway, guys, now I don't know if I can trust my parents. Are they telling the truth? Or do they really want to kill me for money? What do you think about this? Write in the comments. What would you do if you were me? I really need to know.
Hi, I'm Becca, and I'm about to tell you an incredible story. I was 13 when my dad left my mom, and he did it in a very rude way. He told my mom that she had stopped taking care of herself and looked old, and that's why he lost interest in her. I heard it all while standing in the hallway. They were fighting so loudly. After that, Mom really became very depressed. At first, she just sat in front of the TV for a week and ate everything she could get her hands on. Then she started insulting me. She was hurting me all the time, blaming me for the divorce with my father, that she had become old because of me. I was so upset that I started writing down all of my thoughts in a diary. It made me feel better. I wrote that I hated my mom, that I wanted to run away from home and never see her again. 3 years passed like that. I grew up and became a beautiful and charming girl whom guys started noticing. And my mother hated me more and more every day. Sometimes she was putting on weight, other times she was on some crazy diet and was losing weight, but she was always very angry and behaved aggressively. I once wrote in my diary that I understood why Dad left Mom and why she couldn't find a new boyfriend. It wasn't that she got old, it was her obnoxious temper. After high school, my mom told me not to go to college. She said that she had already spent enough money on me and that I had to go to work. Her company was looking for an intern for a secretary position, so I started working under my mother's supervision. At first, I was really mad at my mom because all my friends had gone on to college and I'm here, doing paperwork, making photocopies. But soon I realized that I was good at it. 2 years later, I was promoted to assistant manager. After work, I ran home feeling so happy. I wanted to brag about it to my mom. She was on sick leave at the time, but there was something else waiting for me at home. Before I continue, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you've clicked on the bell. Then you'll know when there's a new video coming out. So my mom was sitting in my room on my bed and reading my diary. How awful! All my secrets were there. All my most intimate secrets, and my mom was never, ever supposed to know them. So I'm evil and that's why I can't get a boyfriend? When my mother saw me, she jumped out of bed with her fists clenched. She started to come at me slowly. She never hit me, but this time, I got scared and I ran away. There was nowhere to go, so I locked myself in the office. Fortunately, I had the keys to it because I used to clean it sometimes for extra money. I was laying down on the couch trying to calm down and figure out what to do next, and I dozed off. In the morning, I felt a warm hand on my shoulder. When I opened my eyes, I saw a guy leaning over me trying to wake me up. Oh, don't be afraid, but you do have to get up. Work starts soon. I came to work early to meet everyone, and here you are, asleep. I'm sorry, are you the new guy? I'm Becca. Rebecca. Nice to meet you. Are you Rebecca Hall? I nodded back. Well, I've heard a lot about you. I'm Matthew Adams, your new boss. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. I had a fight with my mom, so I came here. I had nowhere else to go. I'll just quickly make myself ready and start working. You were recommended to me as a good professional. So from now on, you are my personal assistant, Becca. I couldn't believe my ears. I was so happy. And now all I have to do is figure things out with my mom. 6 months has passed since that day. And now I'm living with Matthew. Yeah, he and I started seeing each other shortly after we met. And Matthew, knowing about my problems with my mom, offered to let me move in with him. And now I'm going to university, which Matthew is also paying for. And I'm happy. I'm very happy. And my mom still works for my boyfriend. She's still not speaking to me. Can you give me any advice? How do I make her talk to me again? I would really appreciate your suggestions.